If you think identity theft is all about someone stealing your credit cards, if you think you already do enough to protect yourself from the fastest growing crime in America, then stay tuned and hear firsthand from people just like you, people who fought a $56.6 billion crime with a one-of-a-kind, patent-pending solution.
ID Watchdog has restored my identity, my credit report, everything.
The threat's real, and that's why I'm glad I use ID Watchdog.
All I can say is I wish there was an ID Watchdog when it happened to me.
They delivered me. They was Moses. They was my salvation. There's nothing else I can say.
This can happen so easily to absolutely anybody, and this is what I want to be protected against.
This may be the most important half hour you ever see, so stay with us as we present America's Silent Crime, the danger of identity theft.
Welcome to what may be the most important half hour in your financial as well as emotional lives.
We're talking about identity theft, the fastest growing crime in America today, according to the FBI and the Secret Service.
Credit is just a small part of the overall identity theft racket. Anita Jantz knows.
As a well-known artist and art professor, Anita was the victim of mortgage fraud to the tune of $1 million. Here's her must-watch story.
Anita Jantz was working as an artist and art professor when she discovered that someone had used her personal information to take out mortgage loans totaling almost $1 million.
I thought it was a mistake. I was in a panic. I was really frightened. Then I have to figure out what procedures to do to get this taken care of. I was putting probably 15 to 20 hours a week on this. I had the fantasy that when people learned it was fraud, they would correct things and try to help me. This does not happen. You essentially are being ignored, and the problem doesn't get solved.
While refinancing her house, she had unknowingly given her Social Security number to several mortgage brokers, one of whom turned out to be an identity thief.
I just had to call ID Watchdog, and they took care of it for me. They gave me back my life. Since ID Watchdog came in to help me, I did not have to put any more hours into this problem. I got my time back to just concentrate on my art. I had the feeling of well-being again because I didn't have this problem hanging over me. I got my life back.
While many people think that most identity theft happens online, Gail Vandevelder is proof that it doesn't, because she doesn't even own a computer. But someone else did. Someone who used her personal information to open a charge account online in her name, armed with no other information but Gail's Social Security number.
My identity definitely has been stolen, but more importantly, it's something where you have a fear factor of your surroundings. You're fearful of somebody watching me. And that's why I did enlist the help of ID Watchdog. They assured me that they were going to take over my situation, turn it around, and just make me feel more secure, monitor everything as far as credit and restoring my identity, and go through the process of clearing everything in my name. And once that happened, it was just wheels in motion. I received these monthly statements from ID Watchdog saying, "Gail, your identity is secure. We've monitored it for the whole month. Congratulations." And that's the best piece of mail I get all month.
You'd never even think of giving your personal information to every passerby, so why use a company that does? Call ID Watchdog now for your free trial. When it comes to identity theft, only ID Watchdog promises to find it, stop it, and fix it. Guaranteed 100%. Call now.
But one of the startling statements that you make is actually the viewpoint of these mega companies who compile our personal information. They say if they collect it, they own it. How is that true?
Well, some people don't think it's right, and people naturally think if it's their medical file or their credit record, that information is about me, and so I own it. Once they collect the information, it's in their databases, and they can use it however they see fit. They see it as just another commodity.
A commodity? Explain that, Evan.
Yes, your personal information can be bought and sold just like soybeans. And there's a fundamental conflict here that people need to understand. These companies are out there selling our information. And on one hand, we have to entrust them to protect that information, hope it's not misused. On the other hand, they're buying and selling it in bulk. Now, this is important to our economy because all this has made getting credit easier. It's lowered the cost of granting credit, and it's made it easier for us to buy houses and cars and get credit cards.
Sure, wait a minute. There's a lot of benefits there, but there's a lot of risks for us, too, because that opens the door for identity theft, right?
There's a tremendous dark side here because the databases, these huge databases that have all our personal information, do not have the safeguards in place to make sure the information is not misused. There's a tremendous burden on individuals to figure out, how do I protect myself? And if, Lord forbid, the problem hits, how do I clean up the mess? And that's some heavy lifting.
According to experts, your identity can be stolen by people rummaging through your trash, stealing your wallet, copying your credit card at a restaurant, even someone posing as a helpful representative, like a mortgage broker, credit card representative, company salesperson, and more. Identity thieves even commit criminal actions that go on your record, just like the case of Charles Weidman.
I'm reading my profile, and not only am I responsible for a number of hospital bills and ambulance rides, I'm wanted in 4 different states.
With ID Watchdog on the case, Charles was able to prove that his identity had indeed been stolen, and it was only a matter of weeks before his nightmare was over.
Now we have ID Watchdog monitoring Charlie's identity. We know that everything is fine and we can get back to the business of living and having a good life.
I've got somebody in my corner taking care of those issues.
Things that are out there related to your identity that you don't know about. Everybody tells you to monitor your credit reports. What happens if there's an issue where somebody gets your driver's license, somebody gets medical benefits under your name? You're not aware of these things. So consequently, you could have medical benefits terminated in your name, you could have increased costs on a number of issues. These are the hidden dangers of identity theft, things that you don't know about. I know protection, a protected precedence. ID Watchdog is the only company I know that protects your complete identity.
This is my identity profile. It says I'm a property owner, 5,000 acres in Texas. 60 days past due on property taxes. No, this is really scary.
I'm John Bunnell, and in all my years in law enforcement, I've never seen anything like the fastest growing crime in America today. I'm talking about identity theft, and if you haven't become one of its victims, just wait. Because identity thieves are out to steal someone's identity every 3 seconds, making it big business. In fact, it's a $53 billion a year business, one that affects 1 out of every 20 Americans. And protecting your name is just half the story. What happens if your identity is stolen? Who'll help you repair the damage, restore your identity, and monitor your accounts so it never happens again? The answer: ID Watchdog, the country's most comprehensive identity protection company. When it comes to ID theft, only ID Watchdog promises to find it, stop it, and fix it. Only ID Watchdog's exclusive detection technology continuously monitors thousands of the country's largest databases, from credit reports, utility and mortgage companies, driver's licenses, and Social Security, because 70% of the identity theft has nothing to do with credit. Even if you think you're doing all you can to protect yourself, you shred your mail, you're careful with your Social Security number, you never shop online, and you've even signed up with a credit protection service. It's still not enough. Because only ID Watchdog promises patent-pending technology that detects, protects, and restores your identity. With ID Watchdog, you have security and peace of mind, guaranteed. And when it came time for Congress to take action, the only identity protection service they called in for help was ID Watchdog, making ID Watchdog the most respected name in identity protection.
We were asked to testify in front of Congress to discuss the problem of identity theft. We were the only ones that were called in to talk about consumers. It's not just about dollars and cents, it's about the pain that it causes real families, and we needed to be there to tell Congress about all of the ramifications of identity theft, and that's what we did.
Just for calling us right now, you can try ID Watchdog absolutely free and receive an in-depth free identity checkup, free monitoring of all your personal identity records, and a free consultation with one of our identity theft experts. And with ID Watchdog, you receive our 100% guarantee, a guarantee that follows you wherever you go, around the corner or around the world.
How did you answer our last ID Watchdog question? True or false? The average victim of identity theft spends just under 200 hours trying to restore his or her good name.
The answer is false. It's not 200 hours. The average victim spends almost 600 hours, the equivalent of 15 work weeks, restoring the effects of identity theft.
And the cost? The average identity theft victim spends nearly $1,000 on administrative expenses alone, such as phone, postage, notary services, and that doesn't include the value of their time or hiring a private investigator.
I hope, along with us, you've learned something today about identity theft. It's just a matter of time before it affects you or someone you know.
So be prepared. Call ID Watchdog right now.
Thanks for watching.